kids' pictures are up there and everything this year. So, our first author is from, I'm learning here, hang on. Uh-oh. Kindergarten. Okay. Kindergarten kids wrote journal entries expressing what they like to do in the springtime. So, please welcome our first author of the day, Anila Randolph.
In spring, I like to play with my big sister and baby sister. Thank you.
Our next author from Mrs. Moya's class is Elena Gallagher. Come on down.
Hip hip hooray for spring. I can't wait to play with my friends and go to the beach. Thank you. This is so ridiculous.
Our next author, please welcome Ellen Pugh.
Hip hip hooray for spring. I can't wait for soccer practice. Thank you. Even Mommy, Mima, Nana, and Agagi. I can't wait to spend with Nana for next weekend. Thank you. Here you go.
All right. Our next author, please welcome Jalen Ward. Oh, wait, from Miss Kaplan's class, students read a story about a leprechaun finding a pot of gold. Then they wrote 3 things they would do if they found a pot of gold. Please welcome Jalen Ward.
If I found a pot of gold and yell yay, I would call my mom and say, I found a pot of gold. I would buy lots of candy that was colorful, sweet, and chocolatey. Thank you.
Please welcome Callie Brown.
If I found a pot of rain very, very, very loud, next I would sell it to get $100. Last I would buy Diet Soft as a marshmallow cat. Thank you.
All right, from Mrs. Luffy's class, students responded to the prompt, who is worth more to them than gold and why? Please welcome Connor Zappone.
My pet is worth more money than gold to me. He always likes me because he is happy. Thank you.
Our next author, please welcome Tyson Svidron.
My dad's worth is more than pot of gold. To me is he helped the community stay safe. Thank you.
In Mrs. McMahon's first grade class, students wrote book reports for the first time. They think you'd be lucky to read these books. Please welcome Brooke 2.
You'd be lucky to read the book Junie B. Jones and the Marsha Gushy Valentine. This book was written by Barbara Parks. One great thing about this book was that me, Jim, gave Junie B a super secret Valentine, but he told people he didn't like her because he didn't want other kids to find out. Thank you.
Our next author is Amari DeMatti.
You'd be lucky to read the book Mr. Potter and Tabby Picked the Pears by Symphony Ryland. One great thing about this book is that Mr. Potter has a neighbor. Her name is Miss Teaberry, and Mr. Potter is always doing things with Miss Teaberry. Thank you.
Okay, in Mrs. Wentrobel's second grade class, students spent time with creative writing.
If I were a doctor, I'd be a vet. I've wanted to be a veterinarian ever since I was born. I love helping creatures of all kinds. That's why I practice with my stuffed animals, so I'm prepared for when I grow up. I have 3 pet cats at my house. I also try to practice on them, but it doesn't usually work well. I feel super bad when I hear someone hurt or left an animal on the streets. So I really want to be there to help creatures in need. The kind of vet I'll be is a wild and domestic animal vet. I'll have a green and brown sheet that has this symbol on it. That is a Dr. Cross to show you a Dr. Cross.
That was Tori Croft. Congratulations. Very good. Our next author is Janelle Wooten.
An unusual catch. Once there was a girl named Janelle, and she went fishing with her dad. She caught something you wouldn't usually catch when you went fishing. She caught a PS4. She thought it was weird, so she fished again. This time she caught 2 things. She got Minecraft and Call of Duty 3. She thought that was really weird, so she fished one last time and got 2 controllers for the PS4. When she went home, she had a blast. The next day, she went to where the pond was supposed to be, but nothing was there. Then she woke up and realized it was all a dream. No Minecraft, no Call of Duty, no PS4, no controllers. It's a bummer when that happens. Thank
you. In Dr. King's second grade class, students read the book Pinky and Rex and the Bully. As an extension to the book, they wrote about a time when they experienced bullying. They shared what happened, how it made them feel, and a solution for how to deal with the person doing the bullying. Please welcome Ashley Jimenez Castro.
One day I was at recess. I was playing tag with my friends. I saw a girl that was walking through the fence. It looked like she was sad. I asked her if she wanted to play with me. I asked her why she was sad. She told me that no one wanted to play with her. I asked her if she wanted to be my friend. I included her in our game of tag. After that, she felt happy. Thank you.
Our next author, please welcome Whitney Pitts.
A girl was being a bully. She pushed me on the floor. She said I was stupid. She said I hate you. She was using physical violence against me. It hurt bad. I can't do whatever I want. She stopped bullying me and went away. When you get bullied, you should find an adult. Stick up for yourself. I fixed the problem. I said stop bullying me. Thank you.
In Mrs. Bendorf's third grade class, students wrote opinion pieces about whether or not school uniforms should be required for every student. Please welcome Nadia Zappone.
Students should be required to wear uniforms to school. I agree because if someone was getting bullied by their clothes, they wouldn't get bullied if you have uniforms. For example, if we have uniforms, no one can get bullied because we all have the same thing on. Also, it could save your money. Like if you have only a uniform, for example, you wouldn't have to buy all different kinds of clothes, and you only have to buy 3 outfits. So that's why I think people should wear uniforms. Thank you.
Our next author is Rolanda Askernies.
Students should be required to wear school uniforms to school. One of my reasons is because no one could be picked on because they're wearing the same thing. For example, if someone wasn't wearing something cool, they could get picked on. Another reason is if you get your uniform, it represents your school. For example, on a field trip, you could get lost, and if someone found you, your school name is sewed in your shirt. Uniforms will be great for school. Thank you.
In Mrs. Zavatsky's third grade class, students wrote opinion essays. Do you agree or disagree? Pizza should never be served for lunch because it is not a healthy choice. Please welcome Madison Gottschalk.
There are so many other healthy choices that there are. For example, salads have to go in hoagies. Pizza is not healthy. The sauce and the crust, some kids may be allergic. I argue that pizza should not be served at lunch.
Our next student is Lahari Sapram.
No, I don't think pizza should be banned at school for lunch. Since cheese has milk in it, milk is a dairy item. Milk is on the food pyramid. The pizza sauce has tomatoes. Pizza is healthy and yummy because the sauce is made of tomatoes, and they are healthy because they are vegetables. Pizza should be served at lunch in schools and not banned. Thank you.
Fourth grade writers. The fourth graders have been reading about folk tales. These traditional tales started as storytelling and have been passed down generation to generation. One kind of folk tale is a fable. Fables are short, often include animals as characters, and teach a moral to children that is written in the story at the end. Here are some fables written by the fourth graders. Please welcome Braylon O'Leary.
Once upon a time, a mean bunny lived and controlled a grassland. She lived there all alone and thought her life was perfect. One day, a dog and his friends came walking by. They asked to play on his land. Bunny said no, so Dog and his friends walked and enjoyed playing on another part of the large field. Bunny watched as Dog and his friends played tag, chased butterflies, and rolled around happily in the warm green grass. She felt sad and alone as she gazed at their happy faces. Bunny went up to the dog and she asked him if she could play with them too. Since Dog was a kind dog, he welcomed her to join them. Bunny was so overjoyed with Dog's kindness that she allowed Dog and his friends to share the land with her from that day on, and they lived happily ever after. The moral is friends are a valuable possession. Thank you.
Our next author is Miles Bevan.
Once upon a time, there was a royal dog and a royal squirrel. They were chosen to work for the king and in return got to live in the king's colossal golden palace. One day, the king ordered them to gather nuts for a big feast that he was having for his daughter's 16th birthday. Once outside in the forest, Royal Dog began to gather a lot of nuts that had fallen on the ground. As he worked and worked, Royal Squirrel lay down on the tree branch and took a nap. That evening, the princess took Royal Dog out for their nightly walk. While they were gone, Royal Squirrel met the king and told him that he had done all of the nut gathering by himself. The king was impressed with Squirrel, but he was disappointed by Royal Dog. Just then, Royal Dog had came in and overheard the lie. He told the king the truth. Princess added that she had seen this from her window. After that, Squirrel was fired and had to leave the palace. Squirrel was as sad as an odd sock. The moral is honesty is better than cheating. Thank you.
Our next author is Kennedy Edwards.
The Tiger and the Elephant. Once upon a time, there was a tiger and an elephant that lived in the grasslands. One day, they were talking with the many other animals that lived there. They were discussing who the fastest was in all of the land. Later that day, it was decided that there would be a great race to show who the fastest animal was. The runners included tiger, badger, gopher, and elephant. Tiger laughed when he heard elephant wanted to race against him. "You'll never match my skill," Tiger boasted. On the day of the race, the four animals lined up. They were cheered on by all of their fellow friends. Badger was running along at a good pace until he ran into a tree. The bump on his head hurt badly enough that Badger could not continue running. Meanwhile, Gopher was doing a good job keeping up with the pack when all of a sudden he tripped over a fallen log. His knee hurt badly enough that Gopher could not continue running. A few minutes later, Tiger was sprinting along when all of a sudden he stopped to get a quick drink at a nearby river. While on the edge of the bank, Elephant thumped close by. The thumping caused Tiger to lose his balance and fall in. He could not continue running. Everyone was shocked when Elephant crossed the finish line first. The moral of this fable is don't judge a book by its cover. Thank you.
Oh, Erik, sorry, I had it out of order. Erik Buell, come on down. Our next author is Erik Buell.
Once there was a dog and a cat. Cat was popular, but dog was not. Even so, dog was very nice and treated others well. One day there was exciting news. There would be a school talent show. Dog and cat were both really excited. Cat would be doing some gymnastics while dog would play his recorder. One day of the show, Cat told everyone what she would be doing, and she bragged about it, how good she would be. Dog told everyone what he would be doing. They told him, "That sounds stupid." Everyone, though it made him sad, he still got up on stage to perform. He did not say anything mean to those who hurt his feelings. After the show, 5 people came up to Dog and to congratulate him for his good performance. After that, they became friends for life. The moral of the story is it is more important to be nice than popular. Thank you.
Please welcome our next author, Taniya Denson.
The Three Little Bunnies. One day, 3 little bunnies were born. There was one who loved to dance, one who loved to sing, and one who loved to read. When they were older, their house burnt down, and their mother could no longer keep them. So the 3 bunnies said their goodbyes and hopped away, not knowing there was a sly, sneaky fox of the forest following them. The bunnies got to hopping and went in different directions. The first bunny just put some leaves and sticks together so she could practice for a dance recital. The second bunny sloppily put her hut-shaped house together using only pieces of bark. She needed to get ready for a singing competition. The third bunny sat down and thought very carefully about what to make her house out of. She finally chose to use large stones because she had nothing better to do instead. Her books weren't leaving anytime soon. This worked fine until one day when the wolf came across the house made of leaves and sticks. The fox smelled a delicious aroma of bunny. Knock, knock, the fox pounded. Let me in, not by the fur of my furry little cottontail. First bunny replied. So the fox said, here I come. He trampled down First Bunny's house. First Bunny hopped away to her sister's house of bark. Fox soon appeared at the house of bark. Knock, knock, the fox banged. Let me in, not by the fur of our furry little cottontails, the bunnies responded. So the fox said, here I come, and trampled down second bunny's house. Both bunnies hopped away to their sister's house of stone. Fox soon appeared at the house of stone. Knock, knock, the fox struck. Let me in, not by the fur of our little cottontails, the bunnies responded. The fox tried and tried, but couldn't knock down the house of stone. He finally gave up and apologized. First bunny and second bunny hugged their sister. She saved their lives. The moral of the story is hard work pays off. Thank you.
Our last author of the day is E.J. Maddock.
The Hungry Wolf. One day, Wolf thought he would like 30 rabbits for dinner. He went into the woods to search for them. He found 10 rabbits sound asleep in their nest, so he built a wooden fence around the nest. Then he scared them out of their hole and they ran right into it. Later that morning, Wolf started looking again. He found 10 more rabbits slowly eating green grass. He pulled a big bunch of the freshest grass he could find. He showed it to the rabbits, and they followed him right inside his fence. Later that afternoon, Wolf went out searching again. When he got to a lake, he noticed 10 rabbits at the edge of it. They were taking a nice big drink of water. Wolf snuck up behind them, and he grabbed their tails. He carried them all to the fence and put them inside. Wolf had his big feast. After dinner, he started feeling very sick. He felt like he had the worst stomachache ever. It lasted for 4 whole days. The moral of the story is, be careful what you wish for. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Again, we really appreciate you coming up here. Your kids worked really hard. And I would like for the authors to come on back up stage right to where you were sitting before so your family can get pictures after the students leave. And maybe we'll take one more little bow once you guys get up here. Okay, here we go. How about one more big round of applause for our authors, April 2000. You are dismissed.